Hello, fellow cabbers. Look at this. I picked up this big chunk of Mexican Crazy Lace Agate. Just a very raw piece, but you can see it's got some good detail in it. So for this video, I thought what we could do is take this to the slab saw, get a slab or two off it, this end, I don't know, maybe that end, and then turn that slab into a beautiful cabochon. What do you think? Does that sound like fun? Let's get started. So the first thing we have to do is mount the rock in the vise. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then we throw the switch. If all goes well, the saw will cut this stone, slowly drive it in with this little worm gear. You see we got the end cap cut off, so we have to move in for the first official slab. That looks about right. Slab has been cut, but Houston, we have a problem. Looky there. Okay, our big chunk of this Mexican lace has been slabbed. Let's see how it turned out. Oh, well, you see it broke on me. Doggone it, look at that. We can still do something with it, though. That happens. It's part of the fun of being a rock person, right? You never know what's going to happen. I still think we can make something nice out of this. Let me get a template put on here, and I'll show you what I think might make a good cabochon. Before I actually get the template on it, there are some little obstacles we need to avoid. You can see there's a little section there that clearly is going to break off. You can see that it's quite curved right there. So if we were to make this the top and use this bullseye area here, we'd have to be very careful about how far we go because of that angle. And you see this stuff here that looks like it's about to come off. So I think what I'll do is I'll use this side as the top. That way there's really nothing hidden that we're going to encounter. Maybe this right here, but we'll keep it in close. So let's use this side and see if we can find a nice pattern. So I was thinking something like this. I like this pattern, and as long as we avoid this red area right here, I think we'll be safe. So something maybe like, oh, that's kind of pretty. What do you think, like that? I think that'd make a nice cabochon. Let me trace this out. So I was thinking something like this. How do you like that? And if it turns out we have a better pattern on the backside, we'll go with that, because I'd like to capture that if possible. We have to avoid some of this mess down here. But let's start with this. I'll go ahead and get this on the trim saw, get it cut out, get it on a dop stick, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, let's get started on the high-speed trim saw. Everything was going well until all of a sudden, something happened. There was a fracture. You see the whole tip just broke off there. So now what am I going to do? I guess I just have to work with what I got, do a little reshaping, that's all. Unfortunately, our little slab broke on us during the trimming. There was a fracture, but those things happen. So we had to go to plan B. I reshaped it now to try to make it symmetrical. It's not perfect, but it's close. And now that I've got it this size, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the bottom side as the top, because I do like that circular area there in this color, although we're going to lose a lot of that when I start shaping this. But I think this will be the top side as opposed to this. What do you think? Let me go ahead and get this thing dopped and get it started, and hopefully we'll still have a beautiful cabochon when this is all said and done. As usual, we start with the 80 grit wheel and do the basic shaping. Here's how it looks dry. You can see I've got a dome and more or less a good shape going. Now we jump to the 220 grit wheel. This will fine tune the shape and clean up those big scratches. It looks a little bit better now. Still not perfect, but it's getting there. Next up is the 280 grit soft wheel. Clean it up even more, get rid of any faceting. Looking a little better there. Next up, we're gonna do the 600 grit wheel. Now it's starting to look like a cabochon. There's a faint shine. You can just make it out. That's a good sign. From there, we jump to the 1200 grit wheel. And now the shine is starting to come through. I always like that. 1200 grit's usually where the shine comes through. Now we jump to the 3000. After that, whoa, now it's really glowing. What do you think? That's dry, by the way. Looks good. We can do even better though. Let's get it on the cerium belt. Spend a few minutes on this. And now, check out the shine. This is a beautiful shine. Let's bring this inside and take a closer look. Our Crazy Lace Agate cabochon is finished. What do you think? All things considered, I think it turned out nice. Not perfectly symmetrical, but it's close. I did the best I could with a broken slab. A little bit of color in it. I like that. Good shine, decent dome, nice girdle. Didn't touch the back. What do you think? I love Crazy Lace. You know what we should do? We should get this under the microscope and see what we can see. Let's do that. Okay, let's just fly around this thing in survey mode and look for some of the beautiful details. Look at that color. Wow, it's like an orange. Beautiful. And check out all that banding up close. Isn't that amazing? I think these Mexican lace agates are just incredible. That nature can create such a thing just boggles the mind. Well, we're definitely gonna have to dive in a little bit deeper. First, let's take a look at this interesting angular stuff. What is this stuff? Look, it looks like a bunch of broken cardboard boxes tossed in a pile, doesn't it? Isn't that interesting looking? Wow. Now check out this lace banding right in here. Isn't this beautiful? Look at these tiny, tiny little bubbles that are floating away from it there. Isn't that amazing? Check that out. And I just have to zoom into some of this red material here. Isn't that striking? Look at that color. It's like blood red. And of course, we must show this orange some love. Look at this. Check this out. Look at that fine sort of, I guess that's a little fracture in there. And finally, let's dive into this band here with the bubbles boiling off it. Look at this. Yeah, how cool is that? Wow. Yeah, I tell you, this Crazy Lace is amazing, isn't it? Even a small piece like this has a lot to offer. Hope you enjoyed this little video. I enjoyed making it for you. Be sure and check my other videos for more like this.